Oh boy, triple camera setup going straight hot to trot. Welcome back to Technically Speaking Live. Ooh, I blew out your eardrums literally 11 seconds into the show. It is Wednesday on the East Coast, sometime in the future over on the other side of the world. I have with me today, as always, Mr. BoomBox, which is directly, that way on my screen. Big Daddy BoomBox, what's the good word, my friend? What is the good word?
Living large and in charge, doing cashing
things.
checks and snapping checks. Peachy, how are you guys doing today?
I don't think that's how that's not how it goes, right? Snapping necks and
Cashing checks?
yeah, I think something like that.
I feel like
I
it is.
have messed up our background quite severe.
I
Quite
think it's
severe.
amazing.
You think so?
I think it's totally fine.
Don't believe you.
There's some movement. There's some motion in the ocean down there.
There is a little bit going on down there. Stats, you are in the middle.
Is that your leg stats under there? Under that
hey,
tablecloth?
hey now, hey now.
He's going to knock over some peaches. I don't know what's happening here.
It can be whatever you want it to be, BoomBox.
I appreciate you.
Look, guys, I got to be honest with you. Right before this show, it was a dumpster fire. We couldn't get anything together. We came in hot. I had big plans for this show. I did have big plans. I was tweeting about it. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. You guys ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
We are hemorrhaging subscribers. Like, have you checked out the analytics? In the past month, we are hemorrhaging subscribers. Now, when I mean hemorrhaging, it's all relative. We're now down minus 20 subscribers. I just want you to know, BoomBox, it's minus 20 since you started.
I'll take that. Got to take
that one straight to the chest.
I'm gonna do
Honestly,
some
this
math
is what's going to happen when you change it up a little bit. When you change up what we're doing, this is what's going to happen. But what I would say is, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Leave a comment on a video at all. I'm getting slaughtered by the algorithm. Absolutely shellacked. I'm taking it raw dog. Raw dog. The algorithm is raw dogging me. If you don't know what that is, urbandictionary.com, raw dog. For our folks that may be of a previous generation.
I mean, that's one way to start the
All
show.
right, so what do we want to talk about today? Here's what we're going to talk about. A lot of Pixel news came out. Go ahead. Sorry, BoomBox, I just cut you off. Go for it.
No, I was just excited that we got to start off with that on the fact that we're losing subscribers.
I would like to think that it's going to be like a phoenix from the ashes. Because of you, we are going to rise above. What it is they can't handle you. You have that BD Ricky energy.
Wow.
And they're like, I can't do this. This is too much, Scott. The big one on the left side of the screen was enough. But when you double it up, double the Scots, that's a lot of meat.
It's just toxic masculinity.
It's a lot of meat.
I wouldn't say it's
a lot of
toxic,
Scott meat,
but it's a lot of testosterone. How about that?
I think we're all old. I think the testosterone levels are probably a little bit lower than they used to be.
Yeah, but when you put all three of us together,
it's like one
we can make at least
20-year-old adult.
Yeah.
We're talking Pixel 8. We're talking a lot of Pixel stuff. We're going to talk a little bit of Apple stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about AI. There's a couple AI things. One that you specifically said that in the show notes, you will pay $1 a day for Google's AI tools. You in the notes come out and say you are implementing this directly into your team's workflow. ASAP, I do want to get into that. Meta's making something about their drawing legs or something, their private parts at the bottom. I don't know. It's something. I barely read the article.
By barely, he means he did not read the article.
I didn't read the article. It's very fun to just kind of poke at Meta. But kicking it off with the Pixel stuff, did you get a chance to check out the hashtag Best Phones Forever ad from Google?
I did.
Have you seen all of the Best Phones Forever from Google? Have you seen all the videos?
No, I've not. This is my first foray into this
Okay.
content. So what I'm hearing is there's others.
Oh, there's a lot of others.
Plenty.
So for the folks that are out there, if you haven't had a chance, go to YouTube right now after the show, not right this second, after the show.
After
Please
the show.
tune in for the show and then go to that and type in hashtag, some call it a pound sign back in the times where we were from,
Wow.
pound sign best phones forever. And it is an ad from Google that features both the Google Pixel and an iPhone 14 Pro.
Right.
And in those articles, Google is, let's be very clear here, they are picking fun at what the iPhone limitations are, but they're also giving credit where credit is due for the iPhone. And in this latest ad, they basically hint at, and they come right out and say it, October 4th, 2023. That's what the issue is? Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
October 4th, 2023. Big day.
Sorry.
That's right. Pixel 8 in all of its glory will be coming out on October 4th. That's a big day in history. That is a humongous day in history. A great man was born upon the day, October 4th. A wonderful man.
Who's that?
Some would say legendary. Quite literally one of the greatest people in the history of the world. And what I'm talking about, that person is Rutherford B. Hayes. Literally born October 4th. The man was the president. Huge deal.
He
Happens
was
to be
huge.
from the town.
He was huge.
Happens. It's such.
He wasn't quite
He
as
said
big as Taft, but
he's catching strays, and he's not even here.
he's been dead for a while.
He's been
fine.
catching strays.
Long gone.
True story. Rutherford B. Hayes, born October 4th in many, many years ago, was born in a small
Would you
central
like an
Ohio
actual
town
date?
called Delaware, Ohio. Another great man
Was
lived
born
in Delaware,
October
Ohio,
3rd.
was also born on October 4th.
1822.
1822.
Was for Rutherford Hayes.
Rutherford B. Hayes. B. Hayes, excuse me. Don't mess up the B. Rutherford B.
right.
Hayes. I think it stands for Beauregard. I'm pretty sure.
Find out here in a second. Nope. Wow. Would not have guessed
No?
this name. I'm going to pronounce this very clearly.
Okay.
Birchard.
Birchard.
Yes, Birchard.
Birch hard, like a tree.
Burchard is
Burchard.
probably how it was pronounced, but it's
Rutherford
spelled
Burchard Hayes. Got it. Okay, moving back on to the Pixel. It's my birthday. It's my birthday, October 4th. I was the other great person in history that was born that day. Google gives me a gift yet again.
Oh.
I know, shocking, right? Just hinted all over it. I buried the lead. My bad.
There we go.
Google is coming out with the Pixel 8 on October 4th. Let's talk about and go to our double share time. Pixel 8 rumors. What do we have so far? Stats, I know you read this article. I'm going to bring you back on. I'm actually going to put you on screen before I come back to the article. Can you sum it up? The floor is yours. I'm fumbling all over it.
For which article? Which
The
topic?
Pixel 8, all of the leaks and rumors so
All
far.
right, so Pixel
Oh,
8,
yeah.
Pixel 8 leaks and rumors. The form factor hasn't changed all that much. We're still going to see a full width camera bump on the back. They've changed the glass a little bit. It's going to be oval as opposed to the individual cutouts for the individual devices. There's a new color called porcelain,
Ooh, that's just white.
which
Yep. Well, it was made of porcelain. Thank you.
everybody discovered today when Google themselves posted a photo on their own website.
Sure did.
Announcing the release on October 4th.
Literally looking at it right this second.
And in the metadata of the photo and the alternative text for people who are differently abled, the text says, "Man holding Pixel 8 in porcelain color."
Wow. They went full Cajun. They went full Cajun. Full Cajun. They posted a picture. So you're seeing it on the screen right now. What you're seeing right now is not from The Verge. No. This is from Mothership herself. Google posted a leaked photo from themselves and then gave the metadata title, "Man holding porcelain Pixel 8." in hand. There you go. That's what it looks like. Now, for those that may not know, this is what the back of in a
Pixel 8
case.
looks like.
This is it's not a Pixel 8. This is a Pixel 7 Pro.
Fold.
Not even a fold. Don't even have a fold yet.
Turn it sideways.
Yeah.
I did turn it sideways, you jerk. So that's what it is. That we are going to see it October 4th. Like you said, it is the biggest takeaway from the Pixel 8 has got to be the Tensor 3 chip.
Yep.
The Tensor 2, if you're paying attention to anything that has happened in the past months as it relates to the Tensor 2 chip, which is in the Pixel 7 Pro, it is in the Pixel Fold, it is getting just demolished in terms of the ability to manage its thermals. It runs hot.
Yeah, we recently,
Like real hot.
we being you, got some feedback from a fellow tech YouTuber who is having some significant issues with their Pixel Fold. Granted, 3 screens, massive device, but running the Tensor 2 chip and having some significant overheating
So we are
problems.
running the biggest issue that I see is, and Google's got to figure this out with the Pixel 8, and it's I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Xenos chips. It's EXY something. I don't know how to say. Shut up.
That was me. I was
I
making
know.
fun of myself.
Huawei. They've got to get the thermals under control because we just cannot have another debacle as it relates to thermal problems. Performance-wise, people are going to be like, it doesn't perform like all these other ones. I don't have a performance problem with my Pixel 7 Pro. What?
Nothing.
I have a thermals problem with the Pixel 7 Pro. Like if I play Roblox with my kids, the phone gets quite warm, like uncomfortable to hold warm. And I'm not sure if it's just going to melt out of my hands.
Is that the case you have, or you think
I take it out.
No, it's
Yeah, I take it out of the case.
You take it out of the case when you do that.
It's
Yeah.
literally the
Yeah, if I need to do anything that's heavy processing, I take it out of the case. If I put it on like ice, it would just completely melt the ice. It's hot. That might be an overstatement.
Holy smoke! Tech King Mike's in the chat
Oh.
correcting your pronunciation of the chip manufacturer.
Did he actually say? I don't.
Xenos.
What is it? Xenos.
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 No,
Xenos.
X-Xenos.
Xenos.
Xenos.
Look. I knew I was close. I knew I was close.
Close.
Shut up.
Rich history of
I
pronunciation.
I use the best words. I have the best words and I use the best words. I gotta ask, are you looking forward to the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro? So I'm gonna pull up the triple cameras again. BoomBox, you've already said that you are a fan of the Pixels, but you are still firmly in camp of iPhone.
I love it. I love the fact that they've got this LeVar Burton Star Trek shades over top of all 3 of those cameras.
What a
and that new
reference.
oval glass. You know,
Love
you've got
it.
that glass oval cover on the rear camera. That's sharp. Still was always weird to me that it has that raised bar. I will never. That has always been an issue with the pixels.
With the pickles.
Pickles and
All of the
But-
pickles.
Yeah, I think. But I'm into it. I love the white color. I love the porcelain. I hope it has some mother of pearl inlay as well. And love that they leaked it with with their own meta tag. I mean, that is with their alt text. That's amazing. I mean, that's chef's kiss. That is,
Yeah.
they're really like, 504, like American Disabilities Act. They are like letting everybody know. That's what that's there
Jesus.
for, it's amazing that's how they did it. So love it. Love the photo.
You love
the guy
everything
who's
about
holding
this.
it. This is the perfect way, because even in their own articles, whether it's on The Verge or whatever, it says, Pixel 8 Pro in porcelain, leaked image, Google. I'm like, is it a leak if it's your own stuff? Like
And that's
hilariously kind of bizarre.
That's the conversation Scott and I were having while we were setting up was, yes, we think it still technically counts as a leak because it came before the official announcement, but when it comes from the mothership, and at least I think you'll agree with this, Boombox, there's no such thing as bad press. I mean, here we are. This article came out less than 6 hours ago, and we're sitting here talking about it. So, it's doing its job.
What is the most, now, stats, I need, give me one word answer. Excited, yes, no?
Yes. I'm always excited for new pickup.
Interesting. I am not. I'm not. And what's funny is most of the people
madly in love with the Fold.
No, hang on. I'm going to talk about this in a second because Tech King Mike makes a good point. Everybody who's had a Pixel, or most of the people who have Pixels currently, are not excited about the Pixel 8.
Why is that? What do you think? What's the reasoning there?
I'll tell you what my reasoning is. I can tell you only what mine is. I can't speak on behalf of anybody else. I'm running into a problem with Android in general, and Tech King Mike talks about it right here. Talked about this, but I get pulled more towards the iPhone with every new Android release. It's less about what Android is or is not giving me, and more about what the iPhone and its ecosystem is providing me. Now, a lot of times, and here's what I'll say is, iMessage is a big thing with Apple users. iMessage, got to have iMessage. Can't have green, blue bubbles, got to have all one color, right? Everybody says that. Well, an app called Beeper comes out, and that goes away. I have iMessage. I iMessage Scott.
That's right.
I iMessage Stats, and we both have Android phones. We use Beeper together, and we iMessage back and forth. And so now it's a matter of what value am I getting from Android in general? Because you talk about what was one of the big things. You can tinker around. Like I can change things. I can tinker around. Well, back when I had like a Motorola Droid, way back in the day, I would load different operating systems and this, and I would flash ROMs and I would do all this other crap. I don't do that anymore. Right?
You're too busy.
I'm way too busy to do that. I need a phone that functions because I got things to do. I got things to do. You got a thing to do, right? It's terrible.
Yeah, that was.
I don't even know what that was.
That was
awful.
So
bad. God, that was awful.
I loved it. I'm here for it. That's why I'm here.
Good Lord. But I don't do that anymore. Tinkerers want to tinker. I was a tinkerer. Jesus H. I don't want to do that anymore. But what Apple has done has made it very easy for me to just live in the ecosystem. And I don't know how Pixel or Android in general can overcome that. So I'm less excited about the Pixel because it's not pulling me back into the ecosystem. It takes wonderful photos. There is no question about that. It is, in my opinion, still the best phone for still photography, hands down. But Apple's pretty good, and Apple blows it away in terms of video. It's
tough.
It's hard. I mean, even Stats and I talked about it last weekend.
Yeah.
Android versus iPhone. We've now gotten to a point of, Jesus, it's a lot easier just to get an iPhone and just shut up and use it. It's a lot easier because it meets the needs for what we need. Take photos. Got it. Take video. Apps. Third-party apps are way better supported on iOS. Hell, even Google's apps update most of the time for me way better on iOS. Their own apps. And people are complaining about the Fold's ability to just not scale to the screen. That's an Android problem. I don't know how Android survives. That's a huge statement, by the way, and I'm going to get killed for it in the comments.
Well, I was going to kill you once you paused to take a breath.
Android has this I will actually say. Android does have a problem. They are significantly losing their foothold with younger generations. And we all know on this call and in the comments that as soon as you get locked into an ecosystem, you sure as hell are not going to leave it. You'll go out kicking and screaming. And Android's not making it easy with the younger generations to do that. So they may not be losing right now, but in the future, you fast forward 5 years, you fast forward 10 years, and you have those 12, 13, 14-year-olds that are 19, 20, 21. They sure as hell aren't going to be switching to Android.
Yeah. They'll have spent their entire life on
exactly
an iPad.
And that's a problem.
An iPhone. Maybe
that is a
MacBook
real,
if they need it.
That is a real Android problem.
Yeah. The only caveat I would give to that is we're obviously sitting here talking in the United States where we have choices. I would say that the market share of Android across the world, especially in developing economies and things like that, is much higher than it is here, because iPhones either aren't sold in those areas or they are completely unaffordable for the vast majority of people in those countries. It's a price point
issue.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm going to come back to what Malcontent said in the stats. Jason C., 87% of teens are on iPhone users according to recent statistics. 87%. 87%.
Thank you,
that
Jason,
is
for
crazy.
doing my job for me. I appreciate it.
In the U.S., he makes a good point. In the U.S., Malcontent says, I disagree about the draw of iOS. No compelling tech in their ecosystem and or hardware. It depends on what you mean by compelling tech. So that's a little subjective, right? What does compelling mean?
Compelling to who? Compelling for what?
Yeah, what would be the purpose of compelling? Video? I would argue Android's got that. Or I could argue that Apple has that for a smooth perspective, but you get 8K in some Android devices. If that's your draw, then great. Guys, you know how hard it is for me to admit this crap because I am a big Pixel guy. I am I was firmly in Team Pixel. But the draw of the hardware, Apple's watch, the watch ecosystem, Apple's has got a stranglehold on. The Apple Watch is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. That is really hard to argue. The Galaxy Watch from Samsung, beautiful. Apple is killing it in the game of Apple Watches. Tablets, iPads, killing it.
Well, I think it's gotten to the point where, at least in this country, Apple devices are so ubiquitous that they become the nomenclature. You know, it's the Kleenex effect. It's the Hoover effect. You know, if you say smartphone, the first phone the majority of the people in this country will picture will be an iPhone. If you say tablet, people are going to go, what are you talking about? Oh, an iPad?
Yes.
You know, so it's going to become one of those name brand things that comes to define a market segment as opposed to the device itself.
Yeah. When somebody goes, let me Google that for you. Same.
Let me throw this out here though. As much as we all say, like, we're not excited about the Pixel 8, which is fine to say. I would argue that many of us folks that have lived and died on iPhones are equally not as excited about the iPhone 15.
I was going to ask you.
I am not excited about
not even a little bit.
No, I don't need. I can already shoot in 4K. I can shoot slow-mo. I can shoot 60 frames a second, glossy smooth. I don't have any performance issues until I experience the reports of all of these proposed like battery issues. I don't know what else I need outside of my 14 Pro. Why would I go sign up for a 15 within a year of just having this? I mean, we are 6 months, 5 months, 4 months out of major marketing pushes for the 14. And we often joke about how Apple doesn't really come to the table with a bunch more functionality or performance. It's like, here's a nice feature like a 70s alarm clock thing that you can put on the side of your bed, or I don't know, increased avatars. Like, I don't care about any of that. Like, ultimately, I want it to operate smoothly, like you said, out of the box. I want it to function. and I want it to take good images and video because it's also my camera.
Yep. And now I think you've hit a great point. Being in the Pixel ecosystem for a long time, I'm not excited because there's not this one other thing like, holy Jesus, now I can do 8K, 120 frames a second, and the phone's going to be cool as a cucumber, and I got battery life for 17 days. We don't have that. We've reached kind of peak smartphone. Like, we've gotten to the point in either ecosystem. We've reached peak smartphone.
Which is
we've been saying this for years.
We have.
Like, we've gotten to the point, like, it is incremental. It is a software game, folks. It is a software game. We have said it on this channel for years.
Well, and
it is a software game.
One of the other things we've said for years, and I still stand behind this, is pick an ecosystem that you like and just do what you want to do with it. You know, we're sitting here and talking about the pluses and the minuses from a place of privilege, from an ability to do something like this. But at the end of the day, if you want to get an iPhone, get an iPhone.
Yeah.
If you want to get a Pixel, get a Pixel. If you want to get a Samsung, get a Samsung.
Don't get a Samsung.
Well,
I love that Stats is thinking about this global economy, places of,
I know, right? You and I are just like,
I love it.
Worldly
Like
you and I are just
this
like,
is what I do for a living, man.
It's so funny, like on screen right now, like you're in
Right.
the middle, like playing that like
But then,
angel and devil on one side.
We've also talked for years that if, like we are, making the assumption that we've reached, at least for today's technology, peak smartphone, you don't have to get a brand new device every year unless you want to, unless you feel the need to, because these are just small little iterative changes. There is no massive game changer like the original iPhone was in 2008 or something like that.
Or when things like AR came built into the operating system, right? AR was just a part of iOS. That was the last game changer for me, where it was like, we are now able to implement technology in augmented reality with no extra need for hardware and no extra need for apps or software. It just does it now. And so for me, that was that last big jump. I will ask this because what I'm not as familiar with, and maybe you guys can tell me, or they can tell us in like the comments, is how does the world of cars and automobiles tie into this, right? Because CarPlay is a big thing. What is it? Android Auto? What's it even called? I don't even know.
Android Auto. Yeah.
Android Auto. It seems like every new car that comes out as well has both those options. I mean,
well, unless you go like other cars go full Cajun and try to make their own.
Yeah.
They try to make their own operating system to say like, nobody's going to do that. Like if I don't know if it was BMW or whoever.
Yeah,
Subaru
if you make
Starlink had one. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Proprietary entertainment or connectivity.
Nobody
system
cares.
Only on your car.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Ford had Microsoft written on their dashes for a while.
Yeah, they did.
Can you keep me from buying a Ford anymore already?
Like I feel like that. Actually,
Well,
I still think that they still may have that.
I was going to say that same. I was going to say that same thing. Boom.
They just blue screen and the steering wheel locks up. Oh God! Well,
if I have to make a choice between a car that works with my phone or a car where I have to download a different app for my phone to work with the car, I'm not buying that second car.
Yeah. Well, see, CarPlay was the last thing that was probably, I mean, after AR, if I really think about it, CarPlay was the last thing I was really excited about. I really wanted CarPlay. I wanted a dash that had a screen that interfaced with my phone right out of the gate. And then after I had that, it was like, all right, like what else is there? I saw someone said in the comments, talking about, when you get me at holograms, then yes.
Yeah, it's a totally different story.
Absolutely right.
You know what? You want to know what really, in my opinion, what would really separate, like from the pack, blow the doors off of everything? If somehow Pixel or Android, let's just say it's Pixel, just because I'm a big Pixel guy, right? Pixel 9 comes out and they go, we've had a huge shift in battery technology. I can now give you 4 full days of high intensity usage in a brand new battery.
Roblox usage.
Yeah, I can give exactly. Like you can play Roblox for 55 straight hours if you want, straight through, not hot. Battery technology is the next thing. That to me will be the differentiator. Has to be a differentiator because the battery technology, Google still is lacking in comparison to other Androids, where you get super fast watt charging. That's like ridiculously 100-watt chargers, like 100-watt wireless. It's like this crazy stuff, right? Google doesn't do that, which is fine. I don't need them to because more often than not, it's going to work. But battery technology for me is going to be one of those things that could really bring Android back to the fold, because I can tell you right now, Apple is getting rightfully destroyed in the media for their battery degradation.
Degradation.
Yeah, I can't say that word.
There we go.
I mean, and again, totally justified. People with iPhone 14s, their battery health is a garbage. Actually, I would challenge you, Mr. BoomBox, on your iPhone right now, because you've had the iPhone 14 since it came out, correct?
Yep, agreed. Yep, correct.
I am interested to know, because you are a heavy iPhone user, what is the health of your battery on your iPhone?
Right now?
Right now.
It's 99%. I'm sorry.
Is that the charge or the battery health?
Oh, sorry, the health. I don't know how to check that. You guys are technically speaking above my head.
I was going to say, I know it's charged. That part I'm not worried about. I'm talking about the battery health, homie.
Got off the charger, homie. All right, I'll pull this up.
I was going to say, it's into settings and then type in battery health.
Oh,
like
thanks,
you can.
Dad. Yeah, thank you.
Look, I just needed. Look, live show tech help right here. I'm curious.
So am I supposed to pull up maximum capacity?
This
is a measure of battery
I don't know why you're
capacity
looking at me. I don't have an iPhone.
Okay.
I can't remember without my iPhone in front of me.
Maximum capacity. This is a measure of battery capacity relative to when it was new. Lower capacity may result in fewer hours of usage.
What is it?
My maximum capacity is 100%.
No way! Wow!
He got one of the good ones, folks.
You got a good one.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Taking a slight little tangent from this.
Yeah,
okay, look at that. Wow.
I will.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
Mine's 100% too, for the record.
I'll bring up another
1% off in my earlier assessment of.
I was really hoping to be like 87%.
Yeah, that'd have been really funny. But
I would have been like, see, look, this is garbage.
I'll bring up another thing that Scott and I, Peachy and I have talked about multiple times over the years, is that because we're not seeing incremental changes to these phones year over year over year, we will still make the suggestion free of charge to any phone company that wants to take us up on it, is don't launch a brand new flagship every single year. Take a year, take 2 years.
You got to get that money.
Launch a mid profile like the A
they
series.
They do every year.
Yeah, but don't do it every year.
It's not always about the better phone. It's about how do you get people to switch carriers who are thinking about getting off their iPhone 8 or 9, right? It's about how do we get people to roll their deals into whatever, and then they get the new Apple Watch 9 that's coming out, right? Or they've got a cracked screen. They've been living with the cracked screen for a while. They have a physical hardware need, right? Or they're just excited about that pink Barbie candy iPhone 15 that's coming out in September at Wanderlust.
Wait, first of all, is that really true? It's pink.
That's really what both those things are true. Then they actually called it Wanderlust.
I knew it was Wanderlust. I knew that part, but I didn't know the candy bar pink.
Wanderlust.
Interesting.
Yep.
That.
That's
So
all
and
happened.
also,
Barbie branding is going to hit everything here soon.
oh Jesus.
Well, but okay.
Did you not have a pink Motorola Razr? Come on, because this homie did.
Did you really? Good for you. I never had a Motorola Razr.
I had
not
the
one.
silver one.
I never had a single.
I inherited
Motorola
it,
Razr.
and I put a black case on it, but it had that pink trim that showed. It was pretty sweet. Back in the MySpace days, it was pretty sweet.
Right. You and Tom.
Nice. That's real
Well,
nice.
but what I would say, just like any other innovation that the tech companies and especially the smartphone companies have done over the years, is all it takes is the first one to say, we're not going to drop a brand new device every year. We're going to allow you to use the one you just paid for. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying it could. And
Well,
then
iOS comes out. Those launch, right?
yeah, but that's a
Yeah.
software update. I'm talking about a hardware issue. We don't need brand new hardware every single year. And this conversation about how none of us are excited about these brand new flagships that are coming out on a birthday.
Yeah, but
nobody cares
there's-
because we just got a brand new phone less than 12 months ago.
we're three schmucks, and there's millions of other people
but
that
we're three schmucks on our own show.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but there's a lot of people, to Scott's point, there's a lot of people that are going to have a physical need. And if I have to hear one more time somebody going, you have an Android and you have like 17 million cracks in your front screen, I'd miss me with that.
I think my point is Peachy, you said it earlier. You said it's a software driven
It's a software game.
world now. And so I get more excited about iOS because the hardware is not changing fast enough. The features are, I mean, if I could make my emoji mimic my face as an animated pile of poop and then be able to send that to my friends, that's literally more exciting than whether or not I will say, if the iPhone 50 comes out, like we saw, what was the name of that video at the top of the show?
Oh, best phones forever.
Yeah.
If they get me off these lightning chargers, okay, now you might have me.
Well, you
USB-C.
are now on USB-C after the iPhone 15. It is USB-C, so you're good.
So you'll
you
have
can
to
be
give
off,
up your 14
you can be off the
to get
lightning
USB-C.
because you should have been off the lightning a long time ago. But to the point, it's a software game.
All you need
And
to do is stick
a lot
with
of the
Pixel.
things that I'm currently interested in, like AI, I don't have to have a powerful device. All the compute is being done somewhere else. So with Midjourney, from an AI perspective, I want to generate images. I can quite literally pull up my phone through a Chrome web browser or Discord through the app and just generate an AI image that takes tremendous amounts of computational power, but it's all offloaded somewhere else. I don't have to do that. ChatGPT, tremendous amount of computational power through an app that's more, because all that computation is happening somewhere off device. Great. I don't have to have a powerful device. I can do those things with AI, which I find more interesting. And one of the biggest reasons I don't exit the Pixel ecosystem is because Google puts their AI in the Pixel ecosystem. The Google Assistant's still way better than Siri, but I want to talk about, we're going to pivot slightly, but it's still related to why this is a software game, into the Google Duet AI. And I'll bring this back to Pixel, but BoomBox, you are going to put this into your work, like your workload immediately.
Yeah.
So what is this?
If you've ever watched the video here for Duet AI Workspace, I encourage you to. I run a small marketing company, for any folks that didn't know that. So this is why it seems like the vast majority of what they are offering applies directly to what we do. And we have a paid Google Workspace with multiple users, multiple accounts. We use Google Slides, Docs, Sheets, anything that can keep me off Microsoft. Duet Workspace, it's like I was talking about for anyone that followed the last few episodes. You can generate AI text in a lot of these, like the WYSIWYG editors that are out there right now, Wix, Squarespace, whatever. If you highlight a text and where you would normally click edit, you could click AI text and you give it some prompts and it writes it for you. Sorry to say, some copywriters are going to get fired. That's just the way of the world. It's totally happening. But Duet AI for Workspace, I have filled out the form. You got to get on the wait list.
I will be after the show filling out the
I've
form.
already filled it out, but you can create a Word doc, frame out all your content, and then tell Duet, make me a PowerPoint out of it. It has image generation qualities in it, like we saw in Photoshop beta, like the image that is on some of our thumbnails now. You can do so much with it that I literally have multiple people on my staff that do right now, like summarize this, take this agenda, assign it take the task into Asana, assign tasks. It'll take notes for you in a Google Meet.
That's
This
dope.
article, the best part about it was this line about, Clippy's helpful workish demeanor mixed with Chat GPT. I thought it was like,
That was
chef's
a
kiss.
very
job,
good
Bert.
line.
I know, right?
I literally LOL'd. But go watch the video when you sign up for it. You can watch it. It'll take notes for you. It'll build agendas for you. It will read a full list. Like for anyone who has ever jumped into a email thread, right, that's just flying and there's 6 people on it, everyone's firing it off. And I'm like, why isn't this on Slack? But whatever. At the end of that, and you're entering 45 minutes late, you can tell it to, like
Summarize.
digest and write an email for you that takes into consideration every user that's in the thread, everything they've said, and every topic that was covered. And it will give you a summary of what you should probably say. That's like unbelievable. I mean, but just from copy, agendas, notes, decks, it's like every marketing agency's dream. And it's like, I have worried about how are we going, like every business does, how am I going to scale? Literally, this is a relief to me.
Really?
If I had to pay $1 a day, it's $30. And it gets added into your paid Google Workspace. If I only have to pay $30 for this functionality, and it generates copy and does all these tasks that I pay people thousands and thousands of dollars to do a year, I can keep my people and expand our business and not have to worry about onboarding, finding the right cultural fit for our group. I can keep our group, tight, and add more clients because all of this
Administration,
stuff that we've got to
the
generate,
administration, the overhead,
yeah,
that's the part that
goes
people
so much faster.
Yeah, that's the part that people like. Again, big scary things about the AI. It's going to take our jobs. Yes, but what you just described is what the businesses, or all businesses, small, large, medium, whatever, need to think about. Is we're removing the burden of the administration, things that are necessary, might I add. Still got to have the notes, still got to do this, still got to do that. All the things you described are still a necessary thing.
And people have to read it and edit it still.
Yep.
And to say that it's going to take your job is one way of looking at it. If you embrace it, it could help you keep your job because now you're twice as fast.
You're twice as fast. You're modifying. You are able to flex your creative muscle in a way to what you just described. I'm generating new revenue by bringing on more clients. More clients, I can show that I can work faster, stronger, smarter than some maybe potentially other company that's trying to go for the, the contract or whatever it might be.
Well,
that's the thing. That's one thing to keep in mind.
I would say another way to look at it is not only can you keep staff on staff, but you might, say your business is wildly successful and everybody is getting paid what they want to, and nobody has that burning drive for more and more and more money. You could improve the quality of life. You could improve the work-life balance by, paying your people the same amount of money for the same amount of work, but they're able to do it in 2/3 of the time.
Yep.
So we no
I
longer
can work 35 and not 50.
Yeah.
Done.
Exactly.
For
Done.
$1 a day.
Done.
Yeah.
Yep. And
For
that's the
$1 a
thing.
day?
That is the thing.
Insane.
It would give us the opportunity to do things like live shows on Wednesday nights. 9 p.m. is usually our go-to spot. I think it's where we're going to be, technically speaking, 9 p.m. on Wednesday. So, sorry, shameless plug right in the middle of the show. That we're on. I don't really know why I did that, but I did it anyway.
Hey,
Who
we
cares?
just let you go.
But again, embracing the AI, I'm bringing it back to, and this is why I'm not excited about the hardware. I'm not excited about the Pixel 8 hardware. The hardware's fine. Outside of the toaster hot Tensor 2 chip, the hardware is fine. It takes amazing photos.
I mean, we'll be begging for that here in a couple of months.
It takes great videos. Everything about it is fine. I have no trouble at all with my Pixel 7. That's the problem. That's why I'm not excited about the Pixel 8, because it's not getting me something else that I am desiring. Yeah, they had this one where you could do like, you know how we had Magic Eraser for photos? Well, now everybody's about to get that. Software game, now they're going to allow everybody to have access to Magic Eraser, which again, not a big deal, but it doesn't lock me in the ecosystem then. iMessage, up until just a little while ago, I could only get on an iPhone. Now, through the art of third-party applications, I have the ability to do that on my Android. Now I can do Magic Eraser on iOS. This new feature from Pixel coming out is Magic Audio Eraser, where I can erase unwanted audio things from clips.
Yeah, I read an article about that the other day, and the use case that they that they put forward was you're at a sporting event, you know, whatever sports ball you prefer to go to.
Sports ball.
And the drunk guy next to you is drowning out, you know, the roar of the crowd and things like that, and you will be able to potentially, eventually, in real time, but especially post-production, things like that, get rid of the drunk guy and just hear the sounds of the crowd, hear, you know, the crack of the bat or the slap shot of hockey or something like that, no matter where you're sitting in the arena.
Good old American hand egg.
Well, you know.
Speaking of American hand egg, starts back up this weekend. Ohio State Buckeyes coming to you live at noon. Face against, is it noon?
3:30.
It's 3:30. It's against Indiana.
This one's Indiana.
It's Indiana.
Indiana.
They're kicking off in the Big Ten and then playing 3 non-Big Ten games because the Big Ten, which is actually not even 10 anymore. It's like 18.
Well, it's still 14 until next year, and then it's 18.
There we go. Yay, money. Go capitalism. I mean, that's really, I believe we are now to the point where AI is the most.
Just going to take over capitalism.
I mean, basically,
It's taken over the show.
I mean,
we're not even
the last
real.
20 minutes.
We're not even real. By the way, I am now my professional voice, my personally fine-tuned voice from 11 Labs is currently in the queue. It is being developed as we speak. And I have heard, by the way, Kevin the Tech Ninja,
Who
big
is
time
in-
fan of the show. Love that guy. Huh?
Did you see what he posted today?
No.
He's traveling again.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
I think he's
That
over
dude's
in
everywhere.
Germany for
He's in
some-
Berlin. Yeah, he's in Berlin. The man's everywhere.
It's crazy.
Mr. Intercontinental. That man is everywhere. Kevin the Tech Ninja. So I told him about the process. I told him about it. And he went through and got his professional fine-tuned voice. And he sent me a clip of it. Hand to God, I could not tell. It was AI.
scary.
It was so good. Had he not told me, I would have 100% believed it was him. 100. And I know him. I've talked to him. We've golfed together. Like, I know what his voice sounds like we're talking here. And I could not tell a difference. It was so good. And I am so excited about what mine might sound like because I'm going to mess with everybody.
I'm going to screen every single one of your calls.
And I will make sure that you hear my AI voice. You will take it.
I'll just
whether
read
you want
the
it or not.
transcript. I won't listen
You
to
will
it.
take it.
You will take it, whether you want it or not. Mac comes out and says, unpopular opinion, I don't like what Pixel did with the aesthetics of the Pixel 7 and the 8. I'm really happy with the 6, and I'm struggling to get a new gen. I can see that. Pixel 6 is a great phone. Stats is now on his second Pixel 6 Pro
Yep,
because Stats had a oopsie,
I did.
and somebody bailed him out.
In my defense, though, I've owned smartphones since 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. This was the very first screen I have ever cracked in 13 years. First time ever. And yes, I was able to come over here same day, within an hour, and just swap them out.
Swapped him out. So now I have
my own personal swap up.
I now have a
Geek squad over here.
I now have a busted Pixel 6 Pro. By the way, still works. It's so there is an application. If you are on Android and you have an Android phone and you want to use your Android phone, or you have an extra Android phone laying around, there is an app called Camo. That Camo app, you can plug it into a Mac or a PC, and boom, external webcam right there. And it's great. You take full advantage of the 1080p, 4K, whatever the lens is on the back of your Android. You take full advantage of that. We are not sponsored by Camo. I don't need to be sponsored by Camo. I like the app. It's a good app.
To be sponsored by Camo.
I would like to be sponsored by anybody at this point. I really just want Google. Look, Google at Made by Google, at Google Pixel. If you are listening, I pimped the hell out of your stuff. I'm not excited about the Pixel 8. You send us 3 Pixel 8 Pros. I'll talk about it until next year. I don't care. I'll do it. Watch me. I'll probably buy one anyway. You know me. I'm such a needy bee. I am. 4XL was my favorite, perfect size, and solely was just ahead of its time. Battery just sucked. 100%. This is the one that got BoomBox right here. Look at this. This was
Still love that phone.
This is an amazing phone. This
That's
phone.
The 4A.
This is the 4XL right here. This is the 4XL right here.
That's a great phone.
It is such a great phone. This phone right here, probably my second favorite phone. First favorite, right here. It's so good, I put it in a shadow box. It is. I literally put it in a shadow box. No joke.
Which one is that?
This is the original Pixel XL.
Original.
Did you do that yourself, or did you take that to a framing place?
No, I did this myself.
Like you were crazy.
No, I totally did this myself. Yeah, that's right.
Was it? Which Nexus was it that had the curved back, so when you set it down, it would spin like a top? Was that the 4 or the 5?
I have a Nexus 4 right over there.
That was prior to the standalone Pixel line. That was my favorite phone of all time, just because it was a fidget toy before fidget toys were a thing. Scott is just dig.
Hold on a minute, I got it. Hold on a second. Hold on. I got it around here somewhere. Where the hell did I put it?
I thought it was up on the shelf.
There's a Nexus around here somewhere. Hold on a minute. Damn it.
Oh, this show's gone
off the rails.
Completely off the rails.
Off the rails.
Okay, hold on. I got it.
He just pulled out 3 phones.
Shut up. All right. Well, now that we've gotten completely off the rails, let's talk about. This is my favorite phone of all time. It's not even close. This is my favorite phone of all time. Right here. Come on, camera.
What is that bad boy?
Hold on. Come on, camera.
I think it's
LG
the
Cricket?
original. No, it's the original.
This is the
Nexus.
Nexus 4.
Nexus 4.
This is a Nexus 4. This is my favorite phone of all time. Not even close. Of all time. My favorite phone. Then you got a Nexus 5 here. And then I got a 4A right here, but yeah, the Nexus 4, by far my favorite phone of all time. Absolutely stunner. I mean, look at that. Look at the back of this. Look at all the sparkles. Look at that. You can't go wrong.
It's like a biohazard.
By the way, this one doesn't turn on anymore. Super bummed about it. I could take it apart and probably get it to boot up, but it just doesn't. It's dead. She was ahead of her time. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we've completely gone off the rails. 54 minutes into the show. We made it a pretty good way.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I missed the LG chocolate from 2007. The candy bar with the slider open. That was a sweet
That's
phone.
a reference. Is that your favorite phone of all time?
It's right up there, man. Like,
Like, you're not messing with me. You really like that phone?
No, I love that phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would not have guessed that you said the LG chocolate as a
I mean, it
favorite
was
phone.
pre-iPhone. It was an amazing phone.
Did you have an iPhone original, like the OG? What was your first iPhone?
4.
Okay.
I went
decent.
4, 6S,
Wow.
and then 12. Huge jump.
Jesus Christ.
Wasn't there a Pixel in the middle there, or did you get
Well,
the
he
Pixel
tied it.
after the 12?
He had the 4XL for a hot second.
Right.
You still got that bad boy. Look at that guy.
boy.
Your kids use it,
It's
don't
a
they?
beast. It's a beast. They won't. They refuse because it has to be plugged in because the battery is kaput.
What's the battery health on that one? Bet you it's not good.
I bet you it's not. I'm not gonna pull up another 100. I was like,
Six-
99. They're like,
6.9%.
You right, it's 100, asshole. Stats, you staying with Pixel or you going to Apple?
For now, I'm going to stay with Pixel just because, like everything we've talked about, I've been in that ecosystem since 2013, I think. So
It's been a while.
good
You were
decade.
in the iPhone for a while.
I was in iPhone for a couple of years, but then you pulled me over to the dark side, which is fine.
It was the pill to get you out of the Matrix.
Right.
Whatever the pill is.
Right,
Is it the red pill or the blue pill?
The panda pill.
Was it the Panda?
I think it was the panda pill.
Did you wait?
Pill.
Was your first?
No, I had a Nexus. I
had
know
the Shamu.
I had one of the Nexi.
You had the Shamu, the
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah,
I have that.
The
It's
Galaxy
over there,
Nexus
by the way.
is what everybody is saying it was.
go get it.
You want me to go get it? You want me to go get Shamu? All right,
Yeah,
all right, all right.
mostly because I'm lazy and I abhor change like nature abhors a vacuum. So if I don't have to switch away from all things Google, I won't. But if there comes a day where Google drops the Pixel line, I can't imagine having a Samsung. I had one for about a month and immediately traded it in. Of course, that was also back when they were exploding. So, but
Jesus, I have a lot of
phones.
so yes, to very long-winded answer to Scott's question, while I'm also trying to kill time when he's not on camera, making noise over in the corner
somewhere.
like a
No,
troll.
God, mighty! I am a mess right now. I can't find it, but there's a Shamu around here somewhere.
Yes, I have no plans to leave the Google/Pixel ecosystem in the short term.
So
What are you gonna do?
I don't
Scotty?
know. I bounce around. I don't know. It's the little things that the Pixel does through the software. It's not a hardware thing. It is all mostly software that has kept me going. The voice transcription, holy Jesus, it's so much better on a Pixel. The typing experience, holy Jesus, it's so much better on a Pixel. I just enjoy the experience. It's the little things that bother me. The app support from third-party developers, way better on iOS. It's like, man, I want to use those cool apps. Or here's another one. The Apple Watch Ultra. I just cannot stop obsessing about this godforsaken watch.
Several
And the
minutes.
Nine's coming out. Nine's coming out.
He did spend several minutes fondling one at the Best Buy store over the weekend.
I almost got it stuck on my wrist.
He tried to
Still
that band.
harassing AT&T reps
I stopped. But now that you've reminded me,
because they kicked you out. You have a cease and desist or a.
Yeah.
they blocked my account.
Why?
I found my.
I'm just
I
kidding,
found
they
my other
didn't.
favorite phone.
Okay, what's your other favorite one?
I'm gonna put it down here in the comments, okay? Because it took me a while to find. It is the Samsung though. This is my favorite This is top 5 phone all time.
Top 5 phone all time. Okay, what is it?
Samsung. It's a Samsung SGH T819 bronze. Right there. It's in the comments right there. The Samsung SGH T18 bronze.
T18.
It is a gorgeous phone. I love the fact that technology came out in brown color.
Oh man, I miss it.
stop it.
Lighter up. Oh, brown tech. It was so great.
All
Amazing.
those cars from the 70s that were just different shades of brown.
SGHT, what was it? 18?
The Samsung SGH T819
819. So it is
in bronze. That's really brown.
So let's talk about what that is. I'm going to go to a double share. Is it this one?
Yes, but it's in bronze. Yes, that phone.
That is
Rare.
bronze.
That's right. Oh,
Rare
that's it.
vintage.
That's it. Rare vintage.
That's the
right.
phone right there. That
right phone. I have so many good memories of that. That's an amazing phone.
I'll bet you
What a
anything that you could T9 text with the best of them.
Oh yeah,
Like
for
da, da,
sure.
da, 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 da. Oh,
For
oh,
sure.
you
There
need
are pictures of me on MySpace holding this phone.
you need the letter S. Let me hit you with 7 4
1, 2, 3,
times.
4.
Pop, 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 pop.
That's a great phone. God,
It's a great phone.
Send me that link. I'm gonna buy that bad boy.
You are not, are you? You're gonna buy.
It comes with charger cable only.
Yeah, it's
fine.
proprietary charger cable. God knows what
Works
that charger.
fine.
It's probably micro USB. Actually, I'll be able to tell you in a second if it's with micro USB. It looks like a micro USB.
What
It is. Nope, it's not a micro USB. Nope. Let me go ahead and show you what it is. Oh, going back to the share. Look at that. Jesus, look at that. Oh, nice charging cable there, pal.
Data connector, yeah.
Good God in heaven. All right.
All right.
All right, Boombox, where can they find you?
At Scotty BoomBox on every single platform and ScottyBoomBox.com.
Stats.
I am at Helix Heinlein on the tweet machine. Never going to stop calling it Twitter. Taking a break for some of the other socials. I check in a couple of times a week on my laptop, but not on my phone.
Yep,
I need to spend some more time outside, touching some grass, breathing some fresh air, things like that. So,
at Scott Peachy on Twitter, at the Scott Peachy on Instagram and Threads.
T-Reds.
T-Reds, as long as it exists. Yeah, that's all we got. Boys, it was a good show.
It was.
I'm tired. I want to go to bed now.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Be good at it. We will see you again same time next week. I believe nothing has come up so far. Same time next week. We will see you then. Peace. Be good at it.